Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oblong Polka Dots and my name is Kerr, and on this channel we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So if that's something you're into, you've come to the right place. I don't know what I want to do, but I can tell you one thing. I have about 17 minutes to figure it out, so let's just get it together, shall we, Kerr? How are you guys? Hope everybody's doing well. I noticed I have a lot of new subscribers, so welcome. Glad to see you. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to start off with the Essence Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow base, as we always do, because this is my favorite eyeshadow base. And you already know what time it is. Yes, it comes out a little bit oily, but don't freak out. It dries down to a beautiful tacky base, and it keeps my shadow from moving and creasing all day long. And I have very long days, so I'm going to need my shadow to stay put. Stay put, shadow. I need one of these little dealy bobs. I just kind of want to do something plain, I think. And maybe put a little bit of, razzle dazzle on top. I don't know. Like I mentioned, I really don't have a lot of time to figure this out, so I need to get my act together. For my color corrector, I'm going in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect in number 4 Nectar. We've talked about this on my channel 10 million times. I love the product. The packaging leaves something to be desired. Either way, because I love the product, we're going to tolerate the packaging. We're using this to conceal the dark circles under my eyes. There's nothing wrong here. It's hereditary, but I don't necessarily want it peeking out of my concealer. We're out here trying to look polished. So we're going to grab this little sponge right here, and we're just going to press that in. Little press. I think any kind of salmon or peachy color or even red works well under my eyes. There we go. Just something to counteract that gray cast a little bit. So for my concealer, I'm going to be using the Lancome Tainted Dole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer in the shade 470. Just going to pop that right here. We're going to let that sit there for a little bit so that it can get nice and tacky. We want to have a good concentration of pigment in one area. So instead of me swirling it all over my face, we're going to let it dry down a little bit. And then we'll pat it in. So let's see how a little bit more right here. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to do its thing, let me grab a flat brush. And let's go in with this Huda Beauty Nude Rich palette. We're just going to do something really neutral here. Really, really neutral. I kind of want to grab this color right here in that top corner. It's not showing up on camera very well for tone, but it's kind of a cooler chocolatey brown. We're going to use that to cancel out the lid. It does come off rather reddish. It's like a reddish tone on me, but it looks nice. I like it. I'm going to bring this all the way up to the crease. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. We're just doing a little dabbing here. A little press and dab right up to the crease. There we go. Plenty of shadow. Just like that. We just neutralized the lid. And then we are going to grab a fluffy brush, one of these bad boys. And we're going to go in with this color right here for our transition. This one right here in the middle. I haven't picked up this palette in such a long time. I had been doing my declutter series. I know you guys have seen it. And I'm rediscovering all of this makeup that I really, really love. And I just haven't touched. So it's kind of fun. We're just working that into the crease. That's all we're doing. So I'm going to warm it up a little bit. My crease is deep enough that I want to have a little more light in there when I'm looking down. So, okay. for our lid, let's switch gears a little bit and grab this NYX glitter primer. We're going to pop this on the lid in all the places that we want the next color that we're going to lay down to really pop. So let's get ourselves a little flat brush. We're going to pop some of this onto our brush. You don't need a lot of this product. A small amount goes a very long ways. And we're just going to lay this down everywhere we want the next shadow to really, really pop. This stuff is super duper tacky. So just remember that wherever you put it, it's not going anywhere. It's so tacky, as a matter of fact, that you really have to be careful not to lift any of the shadow that's underneath it, because it will just pull up with the brush. Love this stuff. If you don't have this or the Essence Prime Like a Boss, you need to grab both of them. Those two are worth their weight in gold. So we're going to go back to our little brush here that we were using originally. And in our Huda palette here, we have a few different shimmers to choose from. I think I'm going to go with this one right here. And we're going to pop that wherever we just laid down our glitter. Same brush, or glitter primer, I should say. And all we're doing is pressing. We're not actually blending. We're just pressing. Pick up the product, press it on the lid, just like that. So everywhere we put that primer, this shadow is now sticking to it. And I mean sticking, like you could see that it's pulling my lid a little bit. There we go. Just like that. We're just pressing in the color. Okay. So now let's grab our fluffy brush again. And then this time I want to go in with a slightly deeper color, this one right here. And we're going to go like this. And we're just going along the edge. We started on the outside to deposit the most color, and then we're just shearing it out by pulling it in. Okay, and then we're going to go back in with our flat brush that we were fiddling around with earlier, but we're going to flip it over to the side that we haven't used yet, and we're going in with this chocolatey brown. Very pretty chocolate brown color with a nice red undertone. And we're pressing that right here. Right there in that outer V. Okay, and then we're going to take this other, actually let's keep going with this one. I kind of like this one. We're going to go back with that center color we had before, and we're going to blend that in between that deeper color we just put on and the glitter color that we have here on the lid, or the sparkly color, so that there's not a harsh line between them. We just have a nice transition. Just popping that on between those two colors. And all we're doing is pressing. We're not doing any kind of blending. Just pressing. Right there in the center of the lid. Can you see that? Right there. So now we have a gradient look. I hope it's picking up on camera. Alright, so now we are going to go in with a pencil. One of my favorites. This is Love Drug from Urban Decay. We're going to use this to line the upper lid. And then we're going to go into the waterline. Okay. And let's start finishing up the rest of our face. So we're going to go and grab a sponge that we're using earlier. We're just pressing in this concealer that we put down. And you can see what I mean by the fact that the pigment is now set. So all we're doing is just blending it out a little bit. We're not dragging, we're just pressing. That's all we're doing. And then for the face, we have, there it is, the Pat McGrath Labs Deep Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Powder to finish up our concealer, just to make sure it stays setting right there. It's supposed to be a blurring powder. We're just pressing this down in the places where we just laid down that concealer, so it's not migrating all over our face. And for our face, we're going to be using the e.l.f. Cookies and Dream Primer. We don't need a lot of this. Little goes a long ways. I only picked this up because Nana used it and loved it and raved about it, and I swear she bought every last remaining container because they don't make this anymore, but I can see why she loves it so much. I really like her enthusiasm for it because it's a good product. And perhaps e.l.f. will come out with another version of this later on. We're just putting this down in the places where we typically get oily. There we go. And then for my face, we have the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. If we are skin twins, I use the shade 3N54, parenthesis Y463. We're going to go like this and that. We have a pump and then a little pump. That's better. And we're going to take this and just put it in all the places that we want foundation. And then we'll blend it in. I love this foundation. It's so skin-like. It's just really pretty. And whenever I wear it, people are like, oh, your skin looks nice. Like, yeah, it's a foundation. Thank you. Cover some of that melasma a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then for my face, I'm going to set it with the Ruby Kisses Set and Forget setting powder. You have to be really careful with this, you guys, because it is very strong, and if you overdo it, you are going to look casket ready. And it's hard for me to put this on with a light hand, it really is. I'm just pointing that out. But I do try. And I just want to concentrate on all the places where I normally get oily. Just a tiny little bit. This lasts me all day long. My makeup is going nowhere. All day. Makeup is going nowhere. Okay. And then for my bronzer, I have the, oops, I'm going to drop this. For my bronzer, I have the Mented bronzer and the shade Vacay. Vacay. Because I want to go on vacation. We're just using this on the perimeter of our face. little of this product goes a very long way, so just know that when you go to buy it. Just to warm the face up a little bit. Okay, and then nice and warm. See how it brings the life back to your face? Yay, life. Next we have, let's see. All right, so next we have a blush. I have this one from NARS. It's one of my absolute favorites in the shade Taos. And that is Taos. Very rosy. Let's finish up, guys. So for, hold on. Normally I've been able to configure this like this. There we go. That fits. Okay. So for my setting spray, I have the Milani Make It Last Cherry Scented Setting Spray. If you don't like the scent of cherry, this is not the spray for you. It's very, very cherry. Very cherry. For my mascara, I'm going in with the Lancôme Monsieur Big. And then for my lip, I'm going to go in with another one of these e.l.f. lipsticks. I've been really loving these little lipsticks lately. Let me show you. I wore one yesterday too, and I thought it was great. So we're going to pick a new one today. Let's see. I want this one. This one is in the shade Shameless. I love this formula. It feels really good on the lips. There we go. What do you think? It's the second day of summer, you guys, and I'm feeling summery. Yay! Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.